Talking Allergies is a podcast focused on raising allergy awareness, sharing allergy stories, increasing allergy health and well-being, connecting the Australian allergy community with those that support them, and more. In each episode, we look at different aspects of living with allergies, with special guests joining us to talk about all things allergies.
Hi Jen, and welcome to the Talking Allergies podcast. Thank you for being with me.
Thanks for having me, Grace. It's great to be here.
What is the name of your product?
The name of my product is Mod Allergen. They're a range of food powders specifically made for babies to help with early allergen introduction. So we have a range of nuts, tree nuts, peanuts, sesames, and we try to make them organic wherever possible.
What is your role at Mod Allergen and what is your background?
So I am the founder of Mod Allergen. My background is actually as a pharmacist, and I graduated back home in Auckland, New Zealand. So apologies, well, not apologies, but my accent might start coming out and you'll be able to tell that I'm a Kiwi at heart, even though I've lived in Sydney for 13 years now. So I graduated about 2010, and throughout my career, I have worked in pharmacies, I've worked at children's hospitals, and I've also done work in allergy clinics where I was the head pharmacist, helping them develop products specifically for oral immunotherapy. So my journey with Mod Allergen pretty much started when my daughter was diagnosed with severe food allergies. And knowing that she had these food allergies, then learning how important it is for babies to start eating them as soon as they're ready to start solids really motivated me to create something that can help parents with that.
You are an allergy mum. Could you talk a little bit about being an allergy mum?
Absolutely. I think being a parent in itself is already hard and challenging. Having a child is like having your heart walk around outside of your body, and you want the best for them. And it's so much more challenging, I'd say, when that child has a life-threatening allergy and all the anxieties and fears are magnified. So being an allergy mum is challenging, but it is also eye-opening. So my eldest, she actually had her first anaphylactic reaction when she was 13 months old. And unfortunately, we didn't do early allergen introduction. Not to say that that was the cause, but that was one of the factors that could have led to it. And she was diagnosed with allergies to eggs, peanuts, dairy, and sesame, which meant it was a very steep learning curve because it's not until you have those food allergies that you realize it is so hidden. So as an allergy mum, I was constantly vigilant, constantly on edge, checking everything. Now, reading food labels is a skill in itself that I had to learn very quickly. So I'm grateful that in terms of the legalities that food allergens actually have to be declared now, which helps a lot. But then, of course, comes the confusion of made in the same factory or may contain, and you're just not quite sure. So it was a steep learning curve. Also educating friends and families about what food allergies are, what she can and can't eat, and advocating for her safety as well. I actually do have 2 children, so I should probably give my youngest a little bit of airtime as well, as much as I love my oldest and I look out for her because she has food allergies. But it was when I was pregnant with my second and knowing how important early allergen introduction is that I started thinking, how am I going to make sure that he gets his early allergen introduction without impacting my eldest, Josie? And that's why I really wanted to make something that makes early allergen introduction as convenient and as safe as possible, even if there are existing allergies in the family.
Why are you passionate about helping others with allergies, and why did you create Mod Allergen?
So Australia actually has one of the highest rates of food allergies in the world, 1 in 10 children. And it's a scary number. But knowing that research is showing us there is a way, it's not going to cure everything. It's not going to stop everyone from getting food allergies, but there is something we can be proactive about, which is early allergen introduction. And having gone through my child having food allergies and knowing how it can impact your life, something as innocent as going to a cafe can turn into a hospital visit. It made me really want to help people with food allergies and feel like there's something that we can do. So I wanted to really make a product that supports parents. So the health guidelines changed around 2019 to start promoting the importance of feeding allergens to babies before they turn 1. We've been told that we need to do it. The research shows that it's important to do it, but there still hasn't been a solid support on how to do it safely. And that's why I wanted to create Mod Allergen to help parents with that.
What allergens does Mod Allergen cover?
Mod Allergen, we've actually tried to cover as many allergens as we can out of the top 8 allergens. The top allergens actually keep increasing. First it was 8, 9. Some countries actually have it up to top 12 food allergens now. So we've tried our best to cover as many as we can, being the most comprehensive in the world. We have eggs, peanuts, we have sesame, all the tree nuts, and also the world first prawn powder.
What is early allergen introduction?
Early allergen introduction is the practice of introducing food allergens into your baby's diet as soon as they're ready to start eating solids, and that's typically around 4 to 6 months. With the food allergens, it's important to introduce it, but more importantly, it needs to be at least 3 to 4 times a week. So to keep it in their diet, it's early, it's often, it's frequent. And I think that's one of the main messages I'd really like to send out, is that introducing allergens into your baby's diet is not a one and done deal. So if you do peanut butter one day and you think, okay, great, we've done that, we've taken that off the list, there's no allergies. It's not as easy as that. It's kind of like training your body. If you go to the gym, you do it just one day, you're not going to see the benefit. So it's really important to keep it up, keep it in their diet at least 3 times a week to make sure that their body is really familiar with it.
Who is Mod Allergen for?
We've actually designed Mod Allergen with parents and carers in mind, for babies that are ready to start eating solids, and they're looking for an easy, safe, and convenient way to introduce allergens into their baby's diet. They're all ready to use, so all you need to do is start with a small amount, sprinkle it into food that they're already enjoying, and slowly increase that amount, because as you increase in that amount, it's like going to the gym, their body starts learning about it, and it starts to develop that tolerance, knowing that this is just a food and it's not something that we need to mount an allergic response to. Interestingly, we also have clinics using it for oral immunotherapy. So some allergy sufferers actually use it. Now, this is not a recommendation to start using it if you have been diagnosed with food allergies, but because it's in a powder form, it's really easy to control the amount that people will ingest.
What is the manufacturing or processing process for Mod Allergen?
So we make our products quite different from anything else on the market right now. There's actually research showing that boiled peanuts are a much more gentle form and less likely to cause allergy reactions compared to roasted nuts. So right now, everyone is being told, feed your baby peanut butter, which is made from roasted peanuts. For most babies, I think that is okay. But some people will need a lower starting point. And that's where we're different. We've actually boiled these nuts to make sure they don't mount as big of a response, so that it's an easier introduction and gentler on babies when they're first starting to eat these allergens. And same with eggs. So research actually shows that scrambled eggs are much more likely to cause an allergy reaction compared to hard-boiled eggs. And that's also something that we've applied to our products, making sure that it's a safer starting point. And we've made sure that we've used boiled eggs to make our powder so that it's less likely to cause an allergy reaction. In terms of how we prevent cross-contamination, as an allergy mum, I know it's so important to make sure that there's no cross-contamination. So the process really starts from when we source the products. When it arrives, we quarantine everything so that everything is sealed. Nothing is opened until we're actually processing it. We process each batch one by one, and we do the ingredients one by one from beginning to end so that everything is just a single ingredient. And before we start the next batch of a different ingredient, everything runs through a very thorough cleaning and sanitation process.
How are you hoping Mod Allergen can help people?
Really like people to fear some of these foods a little bit less unless they're actually diagnosed with a food allergy. The research is showing that early allergen introduction has a massive impact on preventing food allergies. There's actually a study just done in Australia that shows that since the health guidelines started recommending babies to eat food allergens before they turn 1, the amount of food allergies that have been diagnosed has actually plateaued. So we're not quite there yet, but at least we've plateaued and it's not increasing like it has been the last few decades. So how I want Mod Allergen to help is definitely giving people a tool and a safer way to do early allergen introduction for their babies. And hopefully with the rise of early allergen introduction, we will also be preventing food allergies as well. And I want parents to feel empowered. It's hard enough being a parent as it is. And starting solids can be a fun journey, even if it is starting allergens. And that's what I'd really like Mod Allergen to fit in, is that they have something that's easy for them to use and that they don't have to stress and think, well, I've been told I need to feed them butter, but I can't give chunky peanut butter. And it's a very confusing process. So this is all ready to use. You sprinkle a little bit in, and every day you build on it to make it a much safer and convenient process.
Thank you. Has there been a moment that you've been proud of the work of Mod Allergen?
Absolutely. It's really nice to know that the product is being well received and that parents are finding it easy to use. I think the proudest moment that I've had so far is that we've had an allergy clinic stock the products and actually promote it as something that they see very valuable as well. So knowing that there are health professionals out there in the field of food allergies also recommending these products, having faith in these products, that's just been amazing.
Where can we learn more about Mod Allergen?
Definitely come onto our website. It's modallergen.com. We also have Instagram and Facebook.
Thank you, Jen. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the allergy community that have young children or the allergy community in general?
For young parents, it's great to stay informed and be proactive about this. So early allergen introduction is really important. And I'm hoping that Mod Allergen can help people understand how to do it and not fear it, thinking that it's something that they have to do, but they're not sure how to do it.
Thank you so much, Jen, for joining me on Talking Allergies.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The discussions on Talking Allergies are here to support you or your loved one on your journey with allergies. The topics discussed here are not intended as medical instruction or as a substitute for advice by a qualified healthcare provider.